In my earlier video, I have discussed about direct product of a group. Today, I will discuss this direct product briefly. At first, I recommend you please see my previous video. Then today's video would be so easy. We all of us know external direct product. Let's see the definition of external direct product once more again. For a given two group G and H, we define their external direct product by equating the set G Cartesian product H with coordinate wise operation. Here G1 H1 be the member of G Cartesian product H and G2 H2 be the member of G Cartesian product H. And here the operation is composition. But here G1 G2 comma H1 H2. Here I have defined two different binary operation. G1 times G2. Here this binary operation indicate from capital G and H1 times H2. This binary operation has indicate from capital S. Here only composition, but here two different binary operation has indicate. Are you getting? This is the external direct product. Here we have indicate some homomorphism, and this homomorphism I have defined in my earlier video. First mapping is inclusion map LG, where G maps to G direct product S. Here G sends to G comma E. Other map is LS. Here S maps to G cross S, and here S sends to E comma S. This is also this is canonical inclusion or natural inclusion or inclusion map. And here notice this E and this E are both different. Here E is the identity element of capital S and here is the identity element of capital G. Then I have defined projection map. Here G cross S maps to G. We all of us know the projection map. Here GH sends to G, and other projection map which I have indicated pi S. Here G cross capital S sends to capital S, so GH sends to S. And here notice one thing, image of G in inclusion map is similar to kernel of S in projection map. Similarly, image of S in inclusion map is similar to kernel of G in projection map. Are you getting? And from these two relation we can tell, since kernel of a projection map in capital S is similar to image of a inclusion map in capital G, then we can tell this equation actually isomorphic to capital G. Similarly, since kernel of a projection map in capital G is similar to image of inclusion map in capital S, so we can tell this is actually isomorphic to capital S. And since these are both kernel of some homomorphism, so these are normal subgroup, and this normal subgroup I have considered it G tilde and H tilde. That means external direct product contains two subgroup and which are both normal. And notice these normal subgroup are distinct because here G tilde is isomorphic to G and here H tilde is isomorphic to H, and G and H both different subgroup. So intersection of G tilde and H tilde must be just set containing the identity element EE and product of G tilde H tilde equal to G direct product S. So this product is a conception of external direct product. Now I will see what is the external semi-direct product. I have seen in my earlier video, let G be any arbitrary group and H and K be the subgroup of G, where H be a normal subgroup of G and K is any arbitrary subgroup of G. Then G is isomorphic to A semi-direct product K, and this is the funny symbol. This sign indicate, this arrow indicate here H is a normal subgroup and G is isomorphic to A semi-direct product K with the homeomorphism phi, where phi be a homeomorphism capital A is to automorphism of K. Okay? But if H and K both are normal subgroup of G, then G will be isomorphic to H direct product K. Here, this direct product is external direct product, and this is true because these both subgroup be a normal subgroup in the entire group G. Okay? Now let's see the proof why this is true. At first, consider two elements H1 and K1, where H1 be the member of capital H and K1 be the member of capital K. Then we can write it as H1 K1 equal to H1 K1 H1 inverse H1. And since given H be the normal subgroup in whole entire group G, so we can group this part. Then this would be the member of capital K for K be normal subgroup. That means we can write this is equal to actually K2 H1. Similarly, we can write H1 K1 equal to K1 K1 inverse H1 K1. Okay? And if you group this part, since H is also be normal subgroup in whole entire group G, so this would be the member of capital H. So we can write this is also as K1 H2. Okay? So from this relation, we can write it as K1 equal to K2 and H1 equal to H2. Okay? So H1 K1 equal to K2 H2, which is also equal to K1 H1. That means since H and K both arbitrary element, so every element of capital H commute with every element of capital K. So G is isomorphic to H internally direct product K. But if only given H is normal subgroup but K is not be normal subgroup of G, then K1 H1, K1 inverse H1 K1 does not guarantee this is the subgroup of capital H. So this cannot be isomorphic to whole group G. So only when one subgroup be normal, this is isomorphic to semi-direct product with the homeomorphism part. Where phi is the homeomorphism from H to automorphism of K, and here A is given the normal subgroup of entire group G. Then there exists a nice proposition of semi-direct product. Let capital G be a group and A is be a normal subgroup of capital G and K be any subgroup. Then every element of capital G can be expressed uniquely G equal to H times K, where for some H belongs to capital H and K belongs to capital K. Okay? And since every element of G can be expressed as uniquely G equal to H times K for all H in capital H and K in capital K, and since given K H is a normal subgroup, so we can write it also as K H K inverse, where for all H be the member of capital H and for all be the member of capital K. This be the member of capital H because H be a normal subgroup. Then we can define an action K on H, and this is equal to, for this conjugation K H K inverse, this is an action of the group capital H on the set capital K. Okay? And this is not only group action on the set, it is also action considered K dot H1 H2, and this is equal to K H1 H2 K inverse. Okay? And we can write it as K H1 K inverse times K H2 K inverse, and this is I have write because K inverse times K always will be cancelled. So from this line we can write it as, just think, this would be K dot H and this would be here K dot H1 and this would be K dot H2. Okay? Well, therefore the abstract semi-direct product is capital H and capital K are groups and K acts on the set capital H, and the action satisfies the relation K dot H1 H2 equal to K dot H1 times K dot H2. Okay? Now I will see an interesting result. If capital G is the internal direct product of two subgroup capital H and capital K, then G would be actually isomorphic to internal direct product of these two subgroup. Okay? Where H and K be the subgroup of G and product of HK equal to entire group G and intersection of HK equal to set containing the element identity. So at first consider the mapping phi from H direct product K to Z, and the mapping is defined as H comma K map to product of HK. At first we have to prove this mapping is 1-1. Consider H1 K1 equal to H2 K2. We have to prove H1 equal to H2 and K1 equal to K2. For this proof, what we will do? Just think. Since here given intersection of these two subgroup is identity, so let's take one side H1. Here this would be H1 H2 inverse and this is equal to K2 K1 inverse, and H1 H2 inverse actually be the member of subgroup capital H and K2 K1 inverse be the member of subgroup capital K. Here since these subgroup are distinct and intersection of these subgroups since identity, so this would be actually identity, and that imply H1 equal to H2 and K1 equal to K2. Okay? That means our proof has done. The mapping is 1, 1. Okay? Now we have to prove, is this mapping is onto? Here notice the mapping. HK maps to product of HK. That means image of phi equal to set containing the element HK such that H belongs to capital H and K belongs to capital K. And this is actually the HK, and given HK equal to entire group G, that means this is equal to G. And since the image is equal to whole codomain, that means the mapping is also onto. And since the mapping is both 1, 1 and onto, so this mapping is a bijective mapping. Now we have to prove there exists an homeomorphism between this group. Then we can to say easily G is isomorphic to H direct product K. Okay? We have to prove this map is homomorphism. That means we have to prove phi of H1 K1 H2 K2 equal to phi of H1 K1 times phi of H2 K2. Okay? Now we need to find a group law. And here notice, here given H and K be only the subgroup of capital G. But for this proof, we have to assume one subgroup, at least one subgroup. Consider here H be a normal subgroup of G. Okay? Why I have assumed this? Let's see. Because here phi of H1 K1 times phi of H2 K2 equal to H1 K1 times H2 K2. Okay? And since here I have assumed H be a normal subgroup of the group G. So K is K inverse always be the member of the subgroup H, because here in my hand has two relation, one this and one this, and by using this relation we can write it as H1 K1 H2 K1 inverse times K1 K2. And I have written this because K1 inverse times K1 always be identity. And if we group this part, then notice this part be the member of capital H, because H is a subgroup. This is also be the member of capital H, and this part be the member of capital K. That means this is actually product of something in capital H and capital K. That means this is belongs to capital HK. Okay? And by this different function, we can tell phi of H1 K1 comma H2 K2 equal to phi of H1 K1 H2 K1 inverse comma K1 K2. I have written it by defined relation. And since this function is bijective function, so this is injective also. So by injectivity, we can write it as H1 K1 times H2 K2 equal to H1 K1 H2 K1 inverse comma K1 K2. Are you getting? And this is the group law. Okay? That means define a group G equal to H semi-direct product K on the set G equal to H direct product K with the group law H1 K1 times H2 K2 equal to H1 K1 H2 comma K1 K2. If you check, all property of group will satisfy in this group law. Okay? This is actually situation which we had in dihedral group. We all of us know in dihedral group there exist two subgroups. One subgroup is cyclic subgroup generated by rotation and other subgroup is cyclic subgroup generated by reflection. This contain all rotation and this contain all reflection. This is the subgroup of Dn. Because we know every element in dihedral group is written as either r to the power k into identity or r to the power k times s, because every element either rotation or reflection. Okay? And here notice intersection of this subgroup, cyclic subgroup generated by R and cyclic subgroup generated by S is only identity, because we all of us know reflection contain only the set identity and S, and this does not belongs to the subgroup rotation. So this intersection of this subgroup only identity. That means we have got product of this subgroup is whole entire group Dn and intersection of this subgroup is only set containing identity. Now we have to check normal subgroup. Is there exist one normal subgroup? Since this subgroup is contain only identity and S, we all of us know S r to the power k times S inverse equal to, by the property of dihedral group we can write it as this part r to the power minus k times S, and this is S inverse. This is I have written by the property of dihedral group. Okay? This will be cancelled. That means this is equal to r to the power minus k, and who is contained always in the subgroup of R. That means if we conjugate all rotation by something else outside the subgroup R, then it will be always belongs to the subgroups, the cyclic subgroup generated by R. That means this subgroup always be normal subgroup in Dn. Therefore, our all property has satisfied here. This product is whole group Dn and intersection of this subgroup is identity, and this subgroup, the cyclic subgroup generated by R, is a normal subgroup in Dn. So we can tell Dn is isomorphic to cyclic subgroup generated by R, semi-direct product cyclic subgroup generated by S with homomorphism phi. Okay? Well, actually in particular the subgroup generated by R, which is all rotation, we all of us know this is always isomorphic to Zn, and the mapping is look like r to the power k maps to k, and also the reflection S, cyclic subgroup generated by S, is isomorphic to Z2, where E tends to 0 and S tends to 1. And so now we can replace this semi-direct product Dn is isomorphic to Zn semi-direct product Z2 with the homeomorphism phi. Then G is isomorphic to H semi-direct product K with some homeomorphism phi, where phi be homomorphism from capital H to automorphism of K. Now my question, how the automorphism group look like? That means for semi-direct product we have to understand automorphism of a group. Okay? And we all of us know automorphism of the group Z mod Nz equal to, this is isomorphic to Z mod Nz star. Okay? Now I will see the group is Z mod Pz to the power n. And this is, we all of us know, elementary abelian P group. Okay? Which is bunch of copy of Z mod Pz, direct product Z mod Pz up to Z mod Pz n times. And this is not only group, this is actually the structure of vector space, because we all of us know if there exists a homeomorphism phi from G2 itself, then phi of A times B, where A be any integer, by the property of homeomorphism, this is always equal to A times phi B, and phi of B to the power A equal to phi B to the power A. That means every group homomorphism is a vector space, and for this reason automorphism of the group G is equal to automorphism of G in Fp vector space. And in Fp vector space, the group Z mod Pz to the power n is similar to GLN with the vector field Fp. That means this is the, we all of us know, set of all in n cross n invertible matrix. Here the field is Fp. And this group, this automorphism is very important to find the structure of a group.